Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Technogenia. Our today's topic is long transmission line. In this topic, we will study how the long transmission line is modeled and how we can calculate the A, B, C, D parameter of the long transmission line. In the previous lecture, we studied short transmission line and the medium transmission line. In the short transmission line, I told you that the line which is less the size of the line which is less than 50 miles or 80 kilometer is a short transmission line. In short transmission line, we the model include RL, but we ignore capacitance because the capacitance value is very high, and as it is connected in parallel, so we can ignore the capacitance value. While in the medium transmission line, we consider capacitor, and the model which is developed in the medium transmission line is either T model or pi model, and we calculate the parameters of ABCD parameters by using T or the pi model. While in the long transmission line, as you know that the size or the length of the transmission line is very high, normally it is more than 240 kilometers, so its length is very high, so we cannot ignore RL or C component. But the major problem is in the long transmission line is that we cannot calculate the whole resistance or the inductance or the capacitance of the whole transmission line. We have to divide sub portion, or we have to model the transmission line in a small subsections, and then we will combine all the data in, and we will get the final results. Like in the long transmission line, what we did is that let's suppose the length of the line is L. We divide L. We make the resistance, inductance, and capacitance as a per unit value. We consider that the resistance of the transmission line in a single kilometer. And similarly, inductance of a transmission line in a single kilometer, and the capacitance of the transmission line in a single kilometer. Once we calculate that thing, we will multiply with the total length of the transmission line, and we will get the whole resistance, inductance, and capacitance of the system. It is a very easy task as compared to the if as compared if we develop the model in complete for the complete length, it become very difficult. So the easiest way is that we divide the transmission line into small lumped parameters, and then we will find the whole value of the parameters. Now, if you see this diagram, that we have an input Vs, sending end voltage, and the receiving end voltage is Vr. Similarly, we have the current, sending end current is Is, and the receiving end current is Ir. Now, in between the sending and the receiving end, we have inductance and resistance. So we are considering a small portion of the transmission line. So we consider that we consider that the voltage drop across this small portion is dVx, and the current is dIx. So this portion is called dx, and x is a parameter which is opposite to the length. Like when length is 0, so x is L, and when the length is maximum L, the x is 0, so it is opposite to the L parameter. So if we take the parameters, you can see that the z parameter, that means z is equal to r plus jxl, and z parameter for this small region is z into dx. Similarly, the y parameter, which is due to the capacitance, is for this small portion, it is y times dx, and the current which travels in this portion is dix, and the distance of this transmission line is dx. So so the overall voltage of this transmission line would be dv. dv is dv, yeah, change in the voltage is the is initial current plus final current divided by 2. So it is ix plus di over 2, and multiplied by z dx. If you see that the value of di is very small, in addition we can consider it as 0. So if we put this value as 0, then it is 2ix over 2. So the 2 will be cancelled and it is ix, and ix times z dx. So this would be the value of the change in dv. Similarly, if we want to calculate di, then di is the change in voltage multiplied by y into dx. So the change in voltage is vx plus dv over 2. So this dv is very small and we consider it as 0. Then we have 2vx, 2avx over 2, and it is vx. So the overall result will be vxy dx. So we have two values. One is for the dy and it is ixz dx, and the second one is di. Di is vx time y di. So if we move this dx to over here, similarly if we move this dx over here, then the overall equation would be dy over dx is equal to ixz. Similarly, di over dx is equal to vxy. So we have two different equations for ix and vx. So secondly, if we take the second derivative of the system, then it would be second derivative of d vx over dx, and this value of I, which is this one, we have, if we are taking second derivative, this is the double derivative of vx and it is the single derivative of ix. Similarly, if we take the double derivative of this equation, this is the double derivative of ix and it is dvx over dx. So the equation will look like this one. This one is the double derivative of vx equation and this one is the double derivative of yx equation. So if we put the value of dvx over dx, which is calculated over here, dvx over vx is ixz. So if we put that value ixz, then it would be this one. The equation would be this one. Similarly, if we put the value of di over dx, then it would be the di over dx is yx time y, and now yx time y, if we put this one, it is zy into vx. So these are the two equations which we are formulating. Now if we expand these two equations, if we want to expand these two equations, the overall expansion would be like this one. Overall expansion is cos hyperbolic under root yx x vr and sine z over y sine hyperbolic this expansion is mentioned in the book. If you you have the book, and if you consult the book, you will find the derivative of this equation. These are the second order differential equation, and based on these the second order differential equation we calculate vx, and similarly we calculate ix. These are the two values which is mentioned in the book too. Similarly, we can rewrite this equation in these terms, like we consider these three terms. One is gamma, zc and yc. We consider zc is z over y under root and yc is y over z under root. Similarly, gamma is yz. So if we change yz, it this one and this one we can put gamma, and for this one y over z, for y over z we can put y, and for z over y we can put zc. So the whole equation becomes this one. From this equation we can also get that this here, this parameter is a, this parameter is b, this parameter is c, and this parameter is d. So we get a b c d parameters. Secondly, the gamma, if you see the gamma is the combination of y and z, and so as y and z both are real plus imaginary, so in order to define gamma, we can say that it is alpha plus j beta. Alpha is the real component of the gamma, and beta is the imaginary component of the gamma. So the overall equation would be this one. We can this voltage is the sending end voltage, and this current is the sending end current. So it is sending end voltage is equal to cos hyperbolic gamma L, receiving end voltage similarly ZC sine hyperbolic gamma L into receiving end current. So this is the whole equation, and if we put the A, B, C, D parameter, we can get two different equations for the sending end voltage and sending end current. The equation look like this one, and for the receiving end voltage and receiving end current, the equation look like this one, because we took the inverse of this matrices over here, and from if we take the inverse, then we will get VR and IR, and if we expand the inverse, then it will they, we have to shift this position and change the sign of these two, so it is the this is the inverse of this matrix. Now mm, now we need to calculate the exact value of A, B, C, D parameters, which would be difficult, but it can be. There are different ways to explain it. And in this slide, if you see that we have A, B, C, D, V, R, I, R, and if we take the inverse, then it is A, D minus B and minus C, or for the parameter verification, I already told you that A is always equal to D, so it is A minus B and C for the VR equation, and it is A B C for the V ascending and equation. So this equation is look that this one A is equal to cos hyperbolic gamma L is equal to if we put the value of gamma, and it is cos hyperbolic under root yz. Similarly, for the B is zc, if we put the value of zc, and the gamma, its value is look like this one, and we consider that yz under root yz is theta, so it is theta. Similarly, this one C is yc sine hyperbolic gamma L, and it can be expressed by this equation, and D is sine cos hyperbolic gamma L, and it can be. So for the equation verification, these are the two variables, two verification parameter in A, B, C, D. A should be equal to D, and AD minus BC is equal to 1. Now, what we have over here is that the different researchers use some expansion formulas in order to calculate A, B, C, D parameters and expand these values. Like we have these values A, B, C, D in cos hyperbolic and sine hyperbolic equibolic formation, and if we expand A, B, C, D, then it will become this one. This is the expansion of cos hyperbolic, and different this author Woodruff in the book Electric Power Transmission, which was published in 1952, he shows this expansion. Similarly, another simpler way was shown by VD, and this simpler way is that if the length of the transmission line is less than 500 kilometer, this equation is valid. Like A is if 1 plus 1 by 2 yz, B is z is equal to 1 plus 1 by 6 yz, and C is y is equal to 1 plus 1 by 6 yz. So this is the simplest values of A, B, C, D. As you know that A is equal to D, so we can use these values if the transmission line length is less than 500 kilometer. Similarly, for the voltage regulation, I already told you that in medium transmission line, the voltage regulation is same as in the long transmission line, and the formula is sending end voltage divided by a magnitude of a minus receiving end voltage over receiving voltage. So this is the formula for voltage regulation. Now here is an example: a single circuit 60 hertz 3-phase transmission line is 150-mile long. The line is connected to a load of 50 mega VA at a lagging power factor of 0.85 at 138 kV. The line constant R given as R is equal to 1858 ohm per mile, and L is 2.60 mile per millihenry per mile, and C is 0.012 microfarad per mile. Calculate the following. So we have to calculate A, B, C, D parameters: sending end voltage, sending end current, sending end power factor, sending end power loss in the transmission line efficiency, percentage of voltage regulation, sending and changing current at no load, value of the receiving end voltage rise at the no load. Z. So that the Z is R plus Z is R plus J XL. So XL is 2 pi FL. So we need to put the value of R and L, and then we calculate Z. So this is R and this is L, and we multiply 2 pi 6 into 60 hertz. So it is the overall Z is this one. Similarly, for the capacitance, the C value is given, so we need to calculate 2 pi F C for E from by calculating this one. The value will become this. Similarly, this is the per unit value, so we need to multiply it with L. So the length of the transmission line is given. So we need to multiply it. It is 150 miles. So if we multiply Z with 150 miles, the Z value of Z is this one, and if we multiply Y with L, the value of Y will be this one. Now we will calculate gamma. Gamma is under root YZ. So gamma, we can calculate gamma in real plus imaginary form. So now we have to calculate A, B, C, D. So A is the cos hyperbolic gamma L. So we can calculate A. Similarly, B is ZC sin hyperbolic gamma L. So from the expression we can get B. Similarly, we can get C and D. From ABCD, we can put this ABCD in this equation, this matrices equation. We sending end voltage, sending end current is ABCD, receiving end voltage, receiving end current. If we expand these matrices, we will get sending end voltage and we will get the receiving sending end current. Once we get the sending end current and the voltage, we can find the theta, and the theta is the angle, this angle, and the angle which is calculated in this one, this 13.79. If we take the difference of these two angles, we will get theta, and by using theta and the sending end voltage and sending end current, we can calculate the total power, and the total power, which is after calculation, it is 45,654 kilowatt or 45.65 megawatt. Similarly, we can calculate receiving end power. It is the receiving end voltage into receiving end current to cos theta R, and theta R is the power factor already given, so it is 0.85. We can calculate PR. So PL, or the loss, is PS minus PR. This is the loss, and the efficiency is the receiving end power over sending end power into 100. It is the efficiency, and voltage regulation is the value of the sending end voltage divided by A minus receiving end voltage over receiving end voltage. We can calculate the voltage regulation. Similarly, the sending and charging current IC is 1/2 charging current is the capacitor current, so it is 1 by 2 y time v. So it is the overall charging current, and y, or the value of y is y, small y into L, because if we multiply the L, and we will get the maximum total value of the y. This y value is used over here. Similarly, for the receiving end voltage at no load, so for the no load, we just calculate we sending end voltage minus ICZ. So the receiving end voltage is this one, and the receiving end line to line voltage is line to neutral voltage into under root 3. So this is the receiving end. So these are the some parameters which are calculated. And now this is the common example which I used in the short transmission line, medium transmission line, and the long transmission line. This is the same example, but the length of the transmission line is changed. So you can read the solution. If you find some problem, you can ask in the comment section, and I will give the detailed answer of this one. Thank you, Jazakallah. Now you have to do an assignment. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions for the student whose roll number I is even will solve even questions, and the students whose roll number is odd will solve the odd questions. So you can find these numericals in the book, and the book is shared in the link. Thank you. Jazakallah.